Grace and peace to you, and welcome. I'm Reverend Joe Kalis. I'm the pastor here at Peakland United Methodist Church. I've been the pastor here for about 16 months, and this church and the congregation have been a blessing to me and to our community. Two of our great blessings are here tonight. They are musicians, Henry Lee and Noemi Lee, and we're going to be enjoying their performances this evening. Henry is a retired software engineer and was exposed to classical music at an early age. One of his earliest memories is listening to the Nutcracker Suite on a record player as a toddler. Henry had piano lessons through elementary school and a bit in high school, then took off a brief time, just 40 years, while he worked professionally. Henry asked his tennis partner, Peter, who is also a cellist, if he knew of any local piano instructors, and Peter recommended his chamber music partner, Noemi. Henry began lessons with Noemi and learned more in 1 year than all of his other years of instruction combined. Noemi has performed recitals in the U.S. and Europe and has performed as a soloist with orchestras in Cluj, Romania, and the University of Alabama. She was a featured performer with the Ashland, Ohio Symphony Orchestra in production of the St. Zane's Carnival of Animals and with the Lynchburg, Virginia Symphony Orchestra. She has performed with the University of Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra and with the James Chamber Players. Noemi, an ethnic Hungarian, was born and raised in Romania. She began her musical studies at the age of 6, received her Bachelor of Music degree from the Gheorghe Dima Music Academy of Cluj, Romania, and her Master of Music degree in piano performance at the University of Alabama, where she also served as a graduate teaching assistant in piano and music theory. She has taught music theory and sight singing classes at the Franciscan University in Steubenville, Ohio, and at the Center of Music and Arts in Wintersville, Ohio. She's taught piano as an adjunct instructor, and served as staff accompanist at Randolph College and Sweetbriar College. She is taught at the Virginia School of Arts and has served as the director of music at First Christian Church in Steubenville and St. Thomas More Catholic Church. She currently teaches piano as an adjunct instructor at Lynchburg College while maintaining a small private studio. She is a current artist and board member of the Seven Hills Chamber Music Festival and the associate director of choral music here at Peakland United Methodist Church. Noemi and Henry married 12 years ago, and their greatest accomplishment and greatest collaboration is their 9-year-old son, Eric. Would you join me in welcoming Henry and Noemi?
out, and we could not be here without the support of this church. Reverend Joe Caius and Linwood Campbell, the director of music ministry. You don't know, but there are about 5 mics everywhere, and there are about 5 cameras everywhere that he's actually right now recording with. And so, and also Kim Nass, our business administrative office manager. So just thank you for everybody who made this concert possible. So I hope you have your dance shoes on like I asked for Sunday. We started with this beautiful ballet. Too bad we didn't have actual ballet dancers here. So we are leaving Russia. This was actually the big fair dance in the first act. He's getting ready for his coming of age party, which is the next scene or the next act. But we're not going to stay there. We're going to move to a little bit to west. So we are making our way westward tonight to Hungary. And it just happens that I'm Hungarian. So this is actually, all the music was picked by Henry. So you can blame him if you don't like something. But so the Hungarian dances by Brahms were inspired by a friendship with a Hungarian string player that Brahms developed. And these are actually on the Csárdás style, which was a gypsy style, but also some part of it is inherent in Hungarian folk music, close to my heart. And I think that tonight there are at least 2 or 3 other Hungarians, or 4 that I know of, part of my family, that we just, we grow up with some of these folk songs. So these were actually, some of them were not gypsy. There's a great debate, what is gypsy, what is Hungarian, but I think you will enjoy it regardless. So let's hear some Hungarian music.
So I have to admit, this is my maiden voyage as far as concerts. It's just a new thing completely. I enjoy it so far. It's just really different. Part of this is learning to play with somebody. I've never even done that, and so I've had the most wonderful partner here who's been willing to tell me when I'm right or wrong and what to do different. And there's a lot of moving around. I never realized that. There's even hands and fingers crossing, and it's a challenge at first, but now I really like it. So that's one aspect that's been different from anything I've done in the past is playing ensemble with a different person. Actually, this is the first time I ever played in front of an audience, too, so that's new. So it's all new stuff. Thank you. So what we just heard was Brahms playing, he wrote Hungarian music, visited there like Noemi was talking about. We're going to switch over to a different guy. He's still Eastern European. It's Antonin Dvorak. He's Czech. So this is like northwest of Hungary. It's about halfway between Hungary and Hamburg, where Brahms lived. Again, these are folk melodies. So a little difference here is that these are original. The Brahms pieces we played were actual Hungarian folk tunes, and Brahms picked them up and made them into finished pieces. But Dvorak actually wrote the things we're going to play from scratch here in a minute. He was actually a fairly normal guy as far as artists go, from what I read. Some of them are just heart-rending, and they can't do anything except get the music out. But he was a regular guy, working-class parents. He had 9 kids, 6 of whom lived, so he must have not worked at home. He writes just gorgeous melody. That is the part I like about him, and it's accessible music. It's not overly done. It's beautiful melodies. So when he started out, he was famous locally in Prague and wanted to break out of that. So he heard there was a competition in Austria, and he sent some work in. Brahms, this is a tie-in, Brahms was actually on the one of the judges for that competition. So they used to got one piece or a couple from people and would judge them. Well, this large packet showed up with 15 works from Dvorak, including 2 full symphonies, and it was just a bunch of stuff. And Brahms was just blown away. Who is this guy? And they gave the prize to Dvorak, and they kind of made him famous. And he started making trips abroad. The English like to invite foreign artists. He went over there 9 times. He went to Russia. Then he moved to the U.S. and became the director of a conservatory in New York. And that's where he wrote From the New World Symphony, one of the most beautiful things ever written. I read that Neil Armstrong took that with him to the moon. I didn't know that. So after they ran out of money in New York, Dvorak moved to Iowa, where there was a big Czech community, and he stayed there a couple of years and then got homesick and went home. So these dances in general, I've watched a few YouTubes, both the Hungarian and Slavonic that we're going to play next. They're group dances, and people hold hands and jump around. It's quite energetic. Noemi and I had the chance to go to a Hungarian festival in Washington a few years ago. I have never seen such energy and a bunch of people dancing. It was incredible. It was like 90 degrees and 90% humidity. They're dressed in black and just all day going at it. And so that was fun to see. And I guess that's it for my notes here. We're going to play some Dvorak. There are 6 pieces. We switched 2 of them, just in case you have the program. The Colo, the fastest one, is going to be last, so we switched a couple of them. You may know that the numbers are kind of odd. We did it so that they're slow and fast, and there's different styles of music. So we'll play 6 of them.
So we just want to thank you for coming. We are down to one more piece for you. And again, thanks for coming. It was a joy to play for you. And have a good night. So Henry will talk a little bit about the last piece.
So the last piece, we're going to move forward 100 years. This is Libertango. It's a piece by Piazzolla. He's an Argentine who pretty much reinvented the tango in the 1970s. And before that, it was mainly a dance thing. And it's 4/4 time. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 and 3 beats are accented. But he added a lot of jazz influence and new instruments. He was an expert, world expert at playing this Argentine accordion, and I think this piece was originally recorded on that. It's just something to see. He can really go at it. And so Libertango is a combination of libertad, or liberty, and tango. It's a liberated tango, so to speak. I think I read there are 500 versions of this for every instrument in the world and combinations of them, but we like this one. And this is our last piece, and Noemi gets to fly a little bit.